Yeah. So, guys, 100 episodes in,
Settle.
and this is where I say peace. I am quitting. No longer doing this thing. Now, you probably did hear about the episode where I am saying goodbye. And
a little bit.
It is only
he's back. Surprise.
Yeah. We thought about doing where we pull my picture up, and we may still do this.
I'll do
you
it
may
right
have
now.
still seen
Watch.
this on the other episode. In the arms of an angel. Rip.
All
Ripperoni. DJ is no longer with us. God bless his heart. But we have made it to 100 episodes, which not a lot of podcasts can say they've done.
Nope.
And we are still going strong, even though DJ is no longer with us. God bless him. You know, I had to bury him this past week.
This is the new DJ. This is new and improved DJ 2.0. This is Coach DJ. Y'all, if you didn't know, DJ's a coach.
Well, I couldn't make it to actually head coach. I'm an assistant coach, but I'm an assistant coach for my son's T-ball team. If anybody has ever done T-ball with 3 and 4 year olds, you know, it's like herding cattle. And keeping their attention for more than 10 minutes is quite the job.
Mm-hmm.
But it is fun to watch these kids have a good time. There's a couple slingers, sluggers.
I think it's
I'm still learning the terms. Sluggers.
A slugger is when is a slugger you hit, and a slinger is when you throw?
Maybe. You're slinging the ball. That actually does make sense. I don't know. Anyways, guys, as you can tell, this is why I did not make it to head coach. They asked me lingo, and I was like, so are we going to be like throwing like touchdowns? And they're like, this is baseball. So I was like, golazo? Nope, this is not soccer, buddy. This is baseball.
You got to go back now. Go say it right. You got to do it right. Do it.
All right, if we're going to... you know if I want to do this.
You asked for this one. You said golazo.
Oh! There we go.
Yeah. Well, we are in October, but first I want to say honestly this. If you have been a long-time listener, if you've listened to I don't think there's anybody that's listened to all 100 episodes, maybe besides my mom or grandma. But if you've listened to all the 100 episodes, you know where we started. We started DJ's Table and how it wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it's bad. The quality wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad because it was a starting point for something that me and DJ had no idea where we were going to be. We didn't know it was going to go on this long. There was a lot of times where we had not recorded for a couple weeks and we were tired and we were just giving up. There was a couple of times we talked about, like, I thought the podcast was done. But it is crazy that we're at 100 episodes, that we've been rated number 1 for a couple of months now in Parenting Podcasts for Dad, which is crazy. The podcast we're like affiliate for a couple things. Like, million years would I have never thought like this is where the podcast would be. Yeah, you think like, oh, the podcast is going to take off. But it's in such a cool spot right now, and it's starting to do some really cool things, and we're meeting some amazing people that we're just it was such a blessing that we didn't know what we were starting when we got into it. So if you are a longtime listener, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. First off, we love you. We want to hear from you guys. If you guys ever have anything to say to us, I've been thinking about like, how do we bring people onto the show? And like, maybe we'll do many things where people, if you want to send us like a video, like asking questions, we'll put you in the show. We'll answer the questions kind of a live style. And I think it'd be a cool idea, cool way to bring you guys onto the show and bring you along on this journey. So if that's something anybody of you guys would want to, DM us on Instagram, let us know, hey, I have a question, I think you can send us a video on Instagram, but just let us know. We want to include you guys because going forward, like, we just want this thing to take off. We honestly, our goal for this year was 500 followers on the podcast. I think we were at like maybe 100 followers when we started this year. I think I haven't checked recently. I think we're almost at 28,000 followers, guys. It's a little crazy. It took off so fast that it just kind of blew us away. And all that success is attributed to you guys. Me and DJ wouldn't be doing this podcast if it wasn't for you guys. It wouldn't, like, our heart is for dads, for men. We just want to help make our kids have the best versions of ourselves. And we love you guys so much, and we thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Like Alex said, like this is the whole reason we do this is for you guys. And so without you guys, like it's just two dudes talking to each other, which I'm telling you would happen without you guys.
Yeah.
We talk to each other every day anyways, practically. And so, we really wanted to make an impact. And honestly, we didn't have this when we first became dads. We didn't have an outlet where we could go to and we could learn all there is to learn about being a dad. We just had to kind of fumble through it. And yeah, sure, our parents tried to give us advice and they tried to guide us the best they could. But we really wanted, like, we didn't know this at the time, but we really could have used community and could have used something like this podcast of this resource to hear not just from two guys, but two guys who also brought in other people. And you've gotten to hear from some incredible people, like you know Joe from I Love You Bro Project's been a couple times. Joe Jordan's been on a couple times. We had Simon Squibb. If you haven't listened to that one was a really cool episode. That was our Alec. You just randomly messaged this guy who is now even further along than he was when he was pretty big.
Yeah.
In the UK, and so he came on. We did that. Um, we've had Danny Bates where she talked about her experience. Her husband passed away from suicide, and we've talked about these people who are like absolutely. Sean Finnegan's been on a couple of times. He's connected us with everybody and their mom in Utah. This guy is just super connected. And then because of those connections, we landed recently. I wasn't on that episode, but with Bruce. And it's just, guys, we've just been able to, like, for you guys, it's been like we were so excited to bring all these people on, but we're excited ourselves too because we get to learn from these people like firsthand. Like I feel so honored that I get to sit face to face on a video conferencing call with some of the most impactful leaders, some of the most incredible down to earth people, and some of the most incredible, like, overachieving entrepreneurs. Like, these guys are just absolutely crushing it in everything they're doing. Justin Prince is another person that we have. Geez, guys, we've loved to be able to pour our hearts out to you guys and to have these incredible people on. And that doesn't stop here. And, even if Alec and I have always said this, even if we just make an impact in one person's life, we're okay with continuing to do it. So yeah, if you guys are listening and you guys are, reach out to us. We want to continue to build community. And we've seen growth after growth. We didn't expect this much growth this year. And, maybe a part of it is shame on us for not believing in ourselves enough. But, I'll say this. I am, like, always, you've heard us talk about it. Alec and I are of faith. We grew up as Christians and we've continued that faith throughout our adulthood. And so we're continuing to, pour that faith into our kids. But I am blown away by how God is just incredible. Even if you don't believe in yourself as much as you should, God still believes in you and he still pulls you through these incredible areas where it's like, oh my gosh, we have so much growth. God, I didn't think. God was like, well, I knew you guys could handle it. Yeah, we're beyond blessed and fortunate to be able to have this, to be able to speak to you guys' platform. So we don't take it lightly. That's for sure.
Hey guys, I just want to take a quick second from the podcast. As dads, we know how important it is to keep our kids safe, especially when it comes to their phones. The Bark phone is designed with families in mind. It gives you the peace of mind in knowing your kids are protected online while still giving them the freedom to stay connected. And right now, you can get 15% off your Bark phone subscription when you use code UNSCRIPTED at checkout. That's 15% off just by using code UNSCRIPTED. So if you've been looking for the perfect phone for your kids or just want to control safety over their device, head to Bark and grab the Bark phone today. Think something, if you're listening, and I think something you take to heart is when people say life's all about risks, it really truly is, because DJ and I had talked about this podcast for a long time before we started it. And we took that risk. And yeah, it'd be so much easier sleeping in on a Saturday morning or going to bed or hanging out with our family on a Friday night. But we took that time and we put it into this podcast, and just we've seen what that has done for us. And it is all about when you take a risk in life, like after talking to Bruce, he took a risk. He didn't have to work with Quest. He didn't have to go hand out their bars, but he believed in himself. And that's something he said on that episode was, when you have that belief in yourself, it changes your world. Like, if you don't have belief in yourself, how's your family going to believe in you? How's your kids going to believe in you? Believe in yourself, guys, and take the risk, because at the end of the day, tomorrow's not promised, and it's either you took the risk or you didn't. And if it's a risk with money, guess what? There's always more money. If it's a risk with your time, guess what? You're probably going to have more time tomorrow. Take that risk, take the step. If there's something out there you want to do it, because it'll be worth it. And if it doesn't work out, okay, you learn something, change it and do it again. Like, this podcast is all about that. Just us doing something that we had no idea we were doing. We've learned a ton on the way. We've met a whole bunch of people. Listen, if y'all want to know how we met all these people, I messaged people. That was it. I've met one person off this podcast. No, Pastor Joe. I've met one person other than friends off this podcast in person. If you guys know this podcast and you've listened to this podcast, we do this online. We've never met any of our guests in person. It was all a message on Instagram. Hey, this is what we do. This is what we talk about. I want to hear your story. People want to hear your story. And people want to tell their story. It's all about taking the risk. If I would never message someone, we might never have had a guest on this podcast. But it's all about taking that first step, guys. Believe in yourselves. Like, if you get anything from this podcast, you can do it. It's that simple. If you can put your mind to it, you can do it. And especially if you're a dad, show your kids that you can do it, because when they see their dad fail, first off, it's going to show that you're a human and that their dad is willing to take the risk. And then if they see you succeed, then it's going to show them that what you want is worth fighting for. So do it, guys. Just take that step. If there's something, I don't know how I got on this whole rant, but if there's something you've been wanting to do, take that step. Do it, guys. And yeah, that's how this podcast got started. We took a risk.
Yep. And as cheesy as it is, my mom did say to me always, like, you have not because you asked not. And it's real cheesy. I was about to say it's kind of dumb, but it's not dumb. It's actually the worst answer you can get is somebody to tell you no. But what if they say yes? Always play the what if game, because how life-changing would it be if they say yes? Here's the thing. Here's how Alec and I have worked tandem with each other. And I will say, like, he reached out to Sean Finnegan. Sean Finnegan said, yes. I learned something from John Maxwell that says, who do you know that I should know? I asked Sean Finnegan this. Dad Bods and Beards come on to our show. From that, Danny Bates, Joe from My Love You Bro Project. Because of Joe from My Love You Bro Project, I ran into Curtis Morley on LinkedIn. Curtis Morley then came onto our podcast because I asked him, because Alec and I aren't afraid of asking people. He said yes. He has been on twice now. And like, it's just all about, like Alec said, just, get out to, like, even if it's just people around you, ask them, who do you know that I should know? Also, guys, ask yourself and write this down. Write this down. This is the most important thing we can give to you. What are your values? And when you're clear on what your values are, you know that when you say no to things, you're really saying yes to those values. And I know that Pastor Joe, who's been on here a couple times now, that's one thing that he has said, right? When you're really clear on your values, your no's are only becoming your yeses to those that you value the most. When you're saying, I don't know, I'm trying to give an example, no to saying after work, extra hours, you're saying yes to family time. When you start looking at it that way and you get getting clear on what you actually want in this world, sky's the limit. It truly is. You are okay with taking the risks. You're okay with going all in on things because you know this is what you want. So, guys, the very thing I'm telling you, this is the action item to take away from this episode. Write those values down and become super um, intense. Like, just really look at things in your life and say, are there things in this life that are not getting me to my values? And if that's the case, start cutting those things out.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Start getting really intentional about your values and how you're pursuing them. And then you'll notice that it just is, you don't care what it takes. That's just what you're going to do. And so, yeah, to Alec's point, this is kind of how we are here today. Alec took risks. And, if the end of the day it was just a denial, cool. But because he's talked to people like our very first like really big guest that we had on, that somebody, so actually to Alec, I do want to say, like, we did have quite a few people on that we did know. So we had Eddie Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Pastor Joe on twice. We've had Dada Presley,
I
who we
haven't
got
met
to
all
meet
these
at a
people.
men's conference.
Listen, we've been
So
doing this for 2 years. We've had a lot of people on the
we had
podcast.
a lot of people. But like, out of those, I think what, 3, maybe 4 people. We've never met any of these people. So Alec, the big guest that we had on was Simon Squibb, and Alec had just like pre-ordered his book, and the guy was saying, like, if you pre-order my book, I want to help you out in any way I can. And Alec messaged him, said, "Hey, we'd love to have you on a podcast." Boom, he came on our podcast, and it was an incredible conversation. If you never listened to that episode, go listen to it. It's absolutely probably one of our best. That was like, he shared a lot of great info. Um, but yeah, don't be afraid of doing anything in life. And when you're clear about your values, you lose the sense of fear anyways. Because you're like, you know what? I don't care. I want my family time. I want to better my marriage. I want to better myself as a man and as a husband and as a father. We start just getting clear on these things. Everything else is out the door. You don't really care about it. You just kind of like push it away. Whatever. You can go tell somebody else that lie. I'm in my lane. So
Cool. Well, I mean, we'll keep this a little shorter, but yeah, guys, 100 episodes. What does it look like now that we're at 100 episodes? We're still in the middle of a DJ hiatus. We did pre-record this episode, so DJ is here. I didn't want to do the episode without him. I thought like that would kind of be, first off, wrong, because we did this together. It's been our podcast. Secondly, I'm gonna sit here and celebrate by myself. Woo, 100 episodes. Ah. No, you guys don't know me. DJ has been best friends since we were like 10, 11 years old. We met at a Thanksgiving banquet at our church. We interviewed Santa Claus. Little did we know, 20 years later, we'd be interviewing people full time, pretty much. But like I say, where does this go forward? DJ's gonna be gone for a couple more weeks, and we've been talking about some cool stuff. We want to get into studio time. We've been wanting to get that and going. We will be together next month because we have Thanksgiving up. We're going to the holidays, so we're going to be pushing some holiday episodes out and some fun stuff. Like last year, we put out that Christmas episode. I was really happy with how it came out, like that sitcom style. I thought it was really funny. And yeah, A Father Like the Father will be coming back. I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus on that. We ended the Arm of the God series, and I've been working on some stuff to bring it back and do some cool stuff with it. So if you guys haven't seen Father Like the Father, that is only on YouTube. Actually, no, it's on podcast form too. You can listen to it, but that'll be coming back. And then, yeah, just book more guests. We got some cool stuff going on. So we love you guys. I hope you guys miss DJ. I know I miss DJ. We'll, as always, DJ, if you want to do the ding and subscribe and all that fun stuff.
yeah, guys, if we have made an impact in your guys' lives and you feel it could help somebody around you, what really helps us is to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for podcasts and YouTube. And guys, just, don't ever miss an episode that comes out. We are releasing them weekly, and we're not going to stop releasing them weekly. So we want to bring you guys the best content. And by liking, that shares it to more people. By commenting, even if it's a suggestion on what you think we could do better, we'll take everything. Now, we may not use your advice because it sucks, but we'll we'll take everything that we can, and we'll try to apply it. Everybody that's been on here guest wise, they've given us suggestions, and we've kind of actually ran with a good majority of them. Some of them have worked, some of them haven't, but we're never afraid to try new things. So we want to be interactive with you guys. That's the best way, is to like and comment, and then you subscribing gets it to more people, because people who are like-minded will see it pop up, because we have more subscribers, and just everything will help. Also, I don't ever say this, and I should. Guys, if we have absolutely impacted your life in any way, shape, or form, Apple Podcasts, any kind of podcast platform, leave us a review. And if we have made an impact, give us 5 stars. Like, it's that simple, and it'll get it out to more people. And as we start to grow, and as we start to get more and more of those reviews and stuff like that, we can, we've talked about running, like, prizes or whatever. We'll pick a random review of the week, and get you guys something, maybe a hat or something like that. Just we'll think of things. But yeah, please leave us a review. And as always, guys, we love you. We will see you on the next sorry, Alec will see you on the next episode. I will not be there, but I will see y'all in a few weeks, and Alec will see you on the next episode. But apart from that, guys, peace.